class. So it is the end of the third day of my cleanse. Also, kind of like the sixth day of a cleanse. Third day of lemonade, sixth day of cleansing. Um, and I was really worried today or yesterday night as I went to bed getting ready for today. I kind of had it in me that this was going to be the worst day of my cleanse, the third day. I had read a lot of places that was the case. Um, and I think it's interesting the power of words and the power of trust and faith in fellow people, because I think that really was guiding my emotion and what I was anticipating. And before I went to bed, I was like, oh, we'll see how tomorrow is, anticipating the worst. And I was told it will be better than today, it'll be lighter than today. And, whether it was my body or really being over a certain hump, or whether it was that power of those words or both of those things combined, today was actually one of the more up days that I've had. I had a slow start. I overslept a little bit from what I'm trying to do, which is getting up around 6 o'clock to do the saltwater cleanse, so that I can the flush, so that I can still lay down afterwards and get a little bit more time to sleep before I'm up for the rest of the day. But I got a late start today, so it took a little while to get moving and get my energy up. But I still got up and made salsa for my fam to eat for breakfast, like we do every Sunday. So that was pretty cool that I could still function through that, thing. And I love to make salsa. I love it. It's something that is soothing and medicinal to me. So, and it was one of my bigger goals to be able to get up and do that. As you can hear, my voice is kind of out. A lot of my congestion went away. I actually did some research and found out that I could use a neti pot to kind of relieve this extreme congestion that I had. So I did go ahead and participate in that last night. Got the neti pot going. It was crazy that there wasn't much coming out because of how congested I was. But when I woke up, it had really helped throughout the day. So I wasn't all stuffed up like the days prior. But my throat is still sore. It's still coming out of that. So, like I said, I was pretty good today. I was actually able to exercise. I took a bike ride, biked about 7 miles, and had some time to just kind of chill, read some of the book that I had shown on my first video. And then my family actually had a barbecue, and that was kind of difficult to be around, because it was kind of like a potluck thing. And so there was all kinds of food around, food that I know that I love and that I would like to have partaken in. So that was interesting. But I wasn't hungry. I think it was just more of a wanting to eat the food because it tastes good, and really that was what I would connect it to. I have been reading some things that people go through, just more of on the factual side. And one of the things is like they talk about is the dependency on food, and the connection that we have to certain foods and certain emotions, and how a lot of people, when they feel a certain way, will use food as a way to make themselves feel better, or create a distraction from those things. I thought that was really interesting, and I know it to be true for many people. Food is an addiction to many people. Bad food, processed food. I think it has those components inside of it to make that happen to you. Let us not forget that Coca-Cola, at a certain time actually had Coke in it. Addictive properties. So I don't ever put it past the manufacturers of food to continue to use agents that'll addict us because they want you to like it and they want you to come buy more and all those things. So I thought that was interesting and something that I don't feel like I do really emotionally eat. But I would definitely say that I have some food that I'm connected to, that when I eat it, it's like a comfort food. So it was hard being around my mom's rice that looked off the chain. There was also chocolate chip cookies present. If you know me, you know that I love chocolate, especially chocolate chip cookies. So that was kind of funny. It was like, dang. But overall was good. Just spent time and took it all in. And actually in the middle of the day had an interesting conversation. I won't say names because people be real sensitive about stuff like that, but I had an interesting conversation regarding faith, regarding food, and the way that some people contrive the things that other people do for their well-being. So I guess I could just say that it's interesting how when someone is doing something for self and try to do something that's going to elevate them, many times others take offense, a personal offense to those actions, because they seem to feel as though that person taking initiative to do this and go through this, and of course I'm abstractly talking about a cleanse, but it relates to so many other things, that they take an offense to it as if it's a direct attack on them. I find that interesting. It connects to me those thoughts of, when somebody's light is shining really brightly, so many others around them will hate, hate, like, why does she get attention? Why does she have to be on that, tip where, oh, she wants to be so, stand out so much, or, whatever, instead of understanding, or viewing this as maybe an inspiration, or even just not even connecting to it if it doesn't speak to you in a good way. They're just being like, that's their thing, that's whatever, that's what they're doing, cool. But it reminds me of that whole element of people that I think we've been taught societally, like, my shine outshines your shine, so you just gotta kind of try to downplay my shine, when in fact the reality of a flame, a flicker, is that when that light flame comes together with another one and another one and another one, more brightness happens, more illumination happens. And so I was just thinking about that, and was trying to explain that within a conversation related to this, and it's so interesting to me the way that positivity is so foreign to so many people. Positive action, positive thinking, and things like that people will try to flip it to be something negative or something that they're hurt or offended by, when in actuality, you should just put your little wick close to this other one over here, and we're gonna light up together. We're gonna do this thing. It's really interesting. So that was just a part of a conversation that I had today, and just kind of going through those things in my head and stuff like that. I started, like I said, reading a book during the day. Started reading the Questlove's memoir, right? Mo Meta Blues. It's so dope so far. I only had maybe about 40 minutes to read before felt like I had to pedal back to my house, and but I got through quite a few chapters, and it's not like me, because sometimes when I read I get really start making all kinds of connections, my brain starts to wander and things like that. But I was actually in the book, and it's really good, and I really recommend it, and I'm glad that I picked it up. uh, I love the way he describes all these things in parallels, and it just reminds me of the poetry and the prose, and everything, and the element of music and sound and drum and all those nice elemental pieces that create art. So I'm kind of being long-winded here, but uh, day 3/6 for me was pretty good. I just drank my tea. I'm fixing to lay down, relax, just kind of ease into the sleep. So I hope that everybody has had a nice Labor Day. About to have a nice Labor Day, 3-day weekend. That's the way that I view it. Time with family, time with self, time to handle those things that you don't get to handle because you're always at the 9 to 5, right? And half the stuff ain't even open when you actually have a day. So just sending light out, sending blessings out, and asking for those same things in return to reflect back to me. And see what tomorrow brings. So peace.